Welcome to another Innistrad draft. This is Jake Faas with Seems Good Magic. Alright, so our first pack here has a couple good humans in it. I think other notables, of course, Bonds of Faith is a really good removal spell if you can push yourself into humans. Um, I haven't played Champion of the Parish in Limited, I don't think, and I think it's good, but I think Daybreak Ranger is just hands down better, especially versus the white-blue spirit strategy and some of the black vampires. So that's probably my pick here. Other things we hope to table, maybe Dark Thicket Wolf, or possibly the Bonds of Faith. I don't think I would want to go into the Feeling of Dread, but I mean, definitely I'm willing to do Dark Thicket Wolf, or, we can do the blue-green strategy here. We've got Stitcher's Apprentice and Mulch, so. Alright, so for our second pack, I value Doom Traveler pretty highly. Civilized Scholar is also in this pack with very little other blue. None of it really draws me to blue, and seeing as how I have red as the back color on this, I don't necessarily push myself to use it, and I could pick up the Caravan Vigil here and just fix myself for it. I'm a huge fan of Doom Traveler, though. I'm not sure if I should be spreading myself out into two colors yet, or if I should just pick up the fixing and kind of hope to get something else. Other options, of course, Pitchfork. Pitchfork is actually really good, so I should maybe highlight this for now. I do think it's a little early to pick up the equipment. I'm gonna go with Doom Traveler. It's a really solid card. I know I always do green-white, and I've been trying to stay away from it lately, but well, and here's another reason to do green-white. So there were two champions. It's unfortunate that we didn't get the first one because they obviously are a million times better together. So I'm kind of regretting not going with white in the first few picks so that I could just maybe branch out into blue or green as it needed to. But I think Daybreak Ranger is enough of a threat that you want to pick it up too. Plus, we can always pick up a Shimmering Grotto and use the flip side of Daybreak. I do think right now I'm heavy enough into humans, and, well, I have two humans. I'm just going to pick the champion. There's a lot of white humans in this set, and we're in first pack. If I can pick up, like, here's another one. I'm going to pick that over the Grotto, I think, here. Lumbernot's okay. As a 4-drop, I don't really know. It's like, I remember Algae was really, really good. This is, like, strictly better than Algae. I don't know, though. I would have always happily played Algae. I think it's because in Jund there were so many things that you could do to, like, Devour alone was a huge effect. So it was actually much, much more of a threat. Here I am going to take the Cathar, though, and, Village Ironsmith would be another pick if we were maybe the green-red werewolf strategy already, but, yeah, we're obviously not. Alright, so Pilgrim, I think, gets the pick here. It helps that it's foil for me, because I love foils. I would have happily taken this, too. I think this is... If I'm going to play something in the 4 or 5 spot, I want it to come down and be important. And that's why cards like Thraben Sentry and the Lumbernot don't really appeal to me as much, because they don't ever change the board other than making your opponent unwilling to trade or sacrifice sometimes. But they just both suffer from that. Your opponent can play around them so hard. Grizzled Outcast comes down, and it is itself a threat that has to be answered. So I always go for those over the 4-drop do-nothings. We're heavily human. We can do the Hamlet Captain here. I'm happy to see a late one, too. Nothing else. Creeping Renaissance is the only other card, and honestly, it's possible that it gets back to us. just because of the way that it is in draft. People don't pick it, and I think it's really great. I think it's really especially good for this strategy. And if there wasn't a Hamlet Captain, and these were the only green cards, the Kinder Catch, the Grave Bramble, and the Full Moon's Rise, I would probably pick the Creeping Renaissance over any of those other ones. Let's see here. Mask is good. I think actually Smite is really good in this deck because of the, like there's nothing that goes beyond 4 usually. So having instance and Spider Grasp is really good too, and that's not to be forgotten. It's neither of these I think are a pick that I would take below the Mask of Avacyn. I'm gonna take the Spidery Grasp because I think it hits more, as far as like it's more of a surprise. Yeah, having 3 mana up is always tricky, but with Avacyn's Pilgrim it becomes easier, especially if like they can clearly see that it's a bad attack. I'm not. Okay with Nevermore if your opponent gets 2 of the same bomb rare, and then it's like, okay, well they can't cast it, but that's about it. It stops the spider spawning deck to an extent, but I mean, I guess there will be more Shimmering Grottos, and I can always pick one up hopefully in the last pack. But people will be trying to fix later, so I gotta remember that. I am gonna take the Nevermore as a sideboard card, though. I think it works better for me than it is going to for anyone else anyway. I wish I had some more token generation. I've always wanted to do the Intangible Virtue strategy, which I think is totally possible when Dark Ascension comes out, so hopefully I'll be able to do black-white here soon. Of these picks, it looks like red is not someone's favorite color. I'm gonna take the Fur of the Bitten. It's just more of a obnoxious card in my opinion. I hate when it gets played against me. Okay, we're happy to take the Sharpened Pitchfork here. And we're happy to pick up a Caravan Vigil this late. Ancient Grudge isn't a threat to us, really. I mean, when they destroy our Sharpened Pitchfork. I'm going to take the Cobbled Wings, because humans usually have a problem with flying. I think I'll take it, and it's actually, if we're human enough, it's actually possible to play it as a 2-of. And right now, we only have humans as our creature type. So we'll hide some colors. I think we're pretty clearly in these colors, and I guess I don't know that anyone else. Well, somebody must be in white because the champion never made it back to us, and a lot of those other cards from that pack that were really good got picked. Alright, well, I mean, it's another perfect human pack. The Cleaver is really good. It's really good. Inlaid Dagger is really good too. I already have 3 1-drops, plus the Caravan Vigil. I don't think Cobbled Wings makes the main deck, and depending on what happens here, I think I'm going to take the Bonds of Faith and hope to pick up Naturalizes. Because Bonds of Faith is almost as effective as either of these, and we only have to do it once. Plus, you can always, use it as removal. So, if one of those 2 equipments gets back to us, we'll be okay. I always take the Mystics just because it's a amazing card. Being able to flip it, especially, I've had situations where my opponent's playing Rebuke and they can't cast a spell, so it flips it, and then I attack with it. They can't rebuke it now. So it's a really good card. I like Voiceless Spirit out of this pack too, and somebody who's blue-green mill might be really happy to see that pack too. Alright. I do need more 2-drops. I feel like Thraben Sentry is harder to come by, and it might have a bigger effect on the board when it is out. It's not my favorite card, but I have 3 1-drops, a 2-drop, and I would have, with this, I would have 4 total 3 or greater drops right now. Um, I think the Sentry is a good enough Rattlesnake card and good enough in the human strategy that I do want it. Alright. Ambush Viper's really good. Prey Upon's okay too. Let's see if I do have a few good Prey Upon targets here. Champion gets better with Prey Upon. I don't want to run into Ambush Viper, but I think I'm actually kind of hurting for removal. And this actually is okay with Elder Cathar too, if they have a 2-drop or a 2 toughness or 2 power guy. Sorry, 2 toughness is totally what I meant. If you have a 2 toughness guy, you need to take out. Hopefully this table's for us, because we're planning on doing a red splash anyway, but the Dark Thicket Wolf is definitely... we need more 2-drops. It's a little early for me to take that combat trick, since I've already got the Spidery Grasp. I think the Unruly Mob is my pick here. I'm a big fan of 1-drops. This guy in particular is good because we hope to have like an entire army by turn 4 or 5. I've had this be really good in this strategy. Ranger's Guile is good too. But with Ranger's Guile, I mean, I'm not really banking on one of my creatures going the distance. I'm trying to do the big army thing. And this strategy really, it actually doesn't have a lot of high-end things. So getting a couple in your deck is good. Spare from Evil is totally notable, and I will play that usually, main deck even. Alright, so we got Grizzled Outcast, which actually is better in our deck than Hollowhenge Scavenger in my opinion. But we'll see. This can obviously come in versus a better, like a more aggressive strategy. I'm gonna take... I'm not really afraid of Kindercatch, though I suppose I should be. I'll just take the Kindercatch. I'm not afraid of any of the other cards that were in that pack either. So no one is doing the self-mill, which is good news for me, but I can actually benefit from the Gnaw to the Bone out of sideboard versus mill. So I have a couple, or versus aggro. I have a couple good sideboard options. I'll take the Ghost Quarter in case somebody gets a Wolf Run, or even the Blood Hall is really good in limited. Take another Vigil. We won't be playing 2 probably, since I'm not even sure we'll play 1 since we have the Pilgrim already. Sure. Alright, so far we're doing really well with our deck here. Again, it's green-white aggro, obviously. I think I'm just going to get rid of these right now, because I don't think they're going to make the deck. As of right now, with the 13 creatures, I think 2 Sharpened Pitchfork actually works for this deck, since I have, what, 1... This isn't going to make my main. I have 2 non-human, or 1 non-human right now. There's a Blood Hall. Alright. I hate spider spawning. I really don't want to see anyone play it. But I'm not going to hate it out here. I don't have another 4-drop, so I'll probably pick up the Thraben Sentry here. I have, what, only 3 creatures at 2. I could pick up the Dark Thicket Wolf and be more aggressive. I think I will. Thraben Sentry's good, but Dark Thicket Wolf actually happily fights it. Well, I'm gonna guess that nobody is in either one of or the same color combination, but if somebody is, I want the travel preparations. I don't necessarily need the second Avacyn's Pilgrim. Alright. We'll take the Fox. We've already got the Unruly Mob, and I'd rather have a 2/2 come down on turn 2. We're definitely okay on humans, and, well, 2-drops for sure we're done. And Fox might not even make main deck. He won't actually make main deck. We're looking for 3s and 4s now. Well, here I probably will just pick up another Fox, and although Hallberg is really good in the human deck, I'll take the Hallberg. It works well with our Thraben Sentry, our Unruly Mob, Doom Traveler, Selfless Cathar, and let me just see, Elder Cathar. So there's actually a lot of good synergies with Demon Male Hallberg in our deck. We hope to maybe pick up a couple Geists, like a Chapel Geist, or we're hoping for Chapel Geist because I think that I know I saw some Voiceless Spirits already roaming around, and we want the aerial defense rather than the offense necessarily. Plus we have the Daybreak Ranger, so we have an out to there. Alright, well I said I was good on 2-drops, but this one, I mean, there's also another Pilgrim. This is a tough one. I have a few 1-drops, but I don't necessarily need green on first turn. The question is just, am I pushing the human strategy enough where this makes a difference? And you know what? Hamlet Captain's in multiples way better than Avacyn's Pilgrim in multiples because of the effect that Hamlet Captain has. It might even replace 1 or 2 Dark Thicket Wolves there, and I'll probably do Moment because it's like a quick removal spell. Here I'll just I'll take the Sleuth. This sometimes can come in handy, and we're hurting on 4-drops. Oh my god. Okay. We're just snap picking the Mystics, and the Sleuth is definitely not making our deck then. And I have 4 total Werewolves. I do have the 2 Dark Thicket Wolves, so I don't know that the Moon Mist is valuable enough for me yet. I'll take the Urgent Exorcism and sideboard that. Do I want another 5-drop or the Ranger's Guile? I'll take the Guile here. I do have another 5-drop already, so if I wanted to use it. I don't want to see Kessig Wolf. I'd rather somebody play or Full Moon's Rise. I want to be able to get rid of graveyard things if I need to. You know, if somebody gets Sever the Bloodline off on you, you don't want to see it again. So Purify the Grave is just a really valuable card. And if somebody gets a bomb and like they're actually able to play like Scab Ruinator and the self-mill strategy, you want to get rid of that too. I've had Purify the Grave come really, really important, or be really, really important for games. Okay, we're really heavy in the 2-drop area. This is the sideboard for us. We're so heavy in 2 that I might be able to get away with 16 lands. I'll probably end up playing 16. Looks like we're a little heavier in green than white. And let me see if there's another Caravan Vigil. I'll take the Full Moon's Rise here. I have 4 total werewolves, so I guess in a pinch. I mean, it's not main deckable right now, but if I was heavy enough into it. Alright, we've got a kind of a low creature count, sadly. And let's see. I might end up having to play that other 5-drop, and then we'd want to do 17 land. We'll just kind of have to look and see what our build is. So yeah, once I'm done with deck building, I'll show you what I come up with. Okay, so here's the build I came up with. we're gonna go ahead and play our whole spree up to 1 through 6 here. I've got one Avacyn's Pilgrim and one Caravan Vigil, so I'm gonna go to 16 land here. We've got the Prey Upon, Bonds of Faith, and Spidery Grasp to an extent for our removal here. And I am playing with both the Pitchfork. I've got 16 creatures, and I think only 3 of them are not human, and they still each would benefit from the first strike. So I think this is our build. I'm going to add the land. They're suggesting an 11-5, and I actually want to kind of guarantee that I get some first or early planes, I should say. So I'm just gonna do that, and alright, we'll see you in the first round.